Hi everyone and welcome back to Nina's Chelsea Corner. Welcome to my channel if you're new around here. I hope all of you are keeping well during international break, which as we all have established is not our favourite time. But thankfully Chelsea gave us some good moments to rest on after basically the two best games I've witnessed in person ever. Tottenham away and Man City at home. Didn't win against Man City, but to put 4 past Man City was pretty big deal. So yeah, safe to say that we're excited for the return at the Premier League weekend as we face Newcastle. But yeah, guys, as you can see on the bench of Nina is back. And today I'm joined by Kev from Chelsea Fan TV. Kev, thank you so much for joining me. How you doing?
It's a pleasure to be on the channel. Like you just touched upon, glad this international breaks out of the way. I haven't even followed 1 minute of it. There's no interest in it whatsoever. All I know is that we played North Macedonia yesterday and drew 1-1. So there you go. The only time I seem to watch the football is international football is say if I can't get to sleep, I'll put the England game on and half an hour in or I'll nod off. So it's only interested in that sense. But yeah, back to business the weekend. Big game against Newcastle. A game that I'll be going to. But yeah, how fortunate and how privileged you must be to have gone to probably one of the best spectacles in Premier League history against City,
Yeah.
against Tottenham 4-1. You've gone to two of the most amazing games, and you've also gone viral with your penalty. I've seen it on a few.
Yes, that video went crazy. I mean, it was just the angle. It was a perfect angle. Yeah, and it was
So
everything.
amazing stuff, and just I don't want to get too carried away, but I think we're onto something now. The signs are there that we are onto a better team than what we've seen last year, but we've got to stay grounded and let's just pick up where we left off.
Do you feel more hopeful, like, for the rest of the season? Obviously, we had a rocky start. There were certain defeats. Like, I remember particularly feeling very deflated after Aston Villa as well. I think that one hit particularly hard. Obviously, Brentford as well. And I think we sort of, like, lost hope, then regained hope with those two fixtures. But again, you could argue, obviously, red cards helped us against Tottenham. I mean, Man City, I don't want to say they didn't play well because I think they still played well. We actually deserve credit for the way we played in that game. But obviously, I think Newcastle is going to be, for me, probably one of the most difficult games we're going to play. I mean, I think maybe because they are plagued by injuries, that might potentially be maybe a good time to play them now. But does that make you feel a bit more confident that we can take on like teams like Newcastle? Because I'd put them up there. Newcastle have been in great form. They're obviously playing in Europe. They're out and about. What are your thoughts? Are you feeling a bit more confident?
Newcastle last year was a lot better than this season. I think the Champions League and injuries have taken its toll a little bit towards the last couple of games. Last game out, I think they lost 2-0 against Bournemouth. It wasn't particularly good against that opposition. Of course, they're a good team, but they're there for the taking. They've got, I think, 14 injuries on their list at the
Yeah,
moment, and a lot
I
of
think it's
key
the
players.
highest number in the Prem.
Yeah. So they've overtaken us for something, which is good. But Kieran Trippier, there's a whole lot of players, key players out for them. Almiron, Bruno Jimenez, I'm sure he was out as well. Joel Linton. So they've got a lot of players out. This is our chance to go there and get 3 points. And we've got MQQ training. We've got Lavia coming back as well. So this is our chance to go there with confidence to get the 3 points. And I'm feeling confident going into this game. If Newcastle are not going to sit, it's the teams that sit behind the ball that we struggle against. Newcastle
Yeah.
are a good defensive team, well set up, but they like to play football as well. So I'm sure with Trippier being that and key man, we'll have a lot of space to get him behind. So hopefully we can exploit that.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're right. I mean, obviously, St. James's Park is always kind of a hard ground to go to, isn't it? I think that's just what it is. And always going away to St. James's Park just brings that extra bit of atmosphere as well, doesn't it? So I'm sure it's gonna be quite the game, but I'm hoping we take in a lot of that positive performance, the passion that we displayed against Man City, because again, we can hold our heads high. Like we didn't beat, but we nearly beat treble winners Man City, and you could argue they still had a pretty strong squad. Pep looked a little bit confused as to why Chelsea had tested, his Man City side that much. So definitely we have shown that we can go toe to toe with these, bigger dogs in the Prem that are doing better than us. When you look at our league position, it doesn't necessarily
It does.
sort of speak for as much as we have done, isn't it? Because how many
Yeah.
times have we spoken that we should have gotten a lot more points than we have? We've spoken about many good performances this season, but the points just haven't been there. So now you're right, it's truly just about getting those 3 points from here on and climbing further up in the league. Because I mean, at the end of the day, no one's going to look back and say, yeah, Chelsea played very well, so what if they're 10th and 12th and wherever we finish? Nobody remembers how you played. So truly it does have to be about getting those points. And I'm glad you bring up Nkunku, because this is a player that we are now sort of absolutely fired and excited to see back. He was amazing in pre-season. He set this high bar for himself, didn't he? And we were so thrilled to see how well he fit into the team. But of course, somebody has to be dropped in order for Nkunku to take his place.
Yeah.
Obviously, whether he starts might be a question mark, because I don't know if he's fully fit to start, but soon the day will come. And we brought in Nkunku to be a first teamer, didn't we? We didn't bring him to be a bench warmer. We didn't bring him in to be someone that fights and rotates. Who are you dropping, Kev, to fit Nkunku into this Chelsea side?
Wouldn't drop anybody right now. I think Conor Gallagher's he's done more than what I expected him to do. Technically, I wouldn't say so, but mentally, he chases every single ball. He's 150 million%. The endeavour's there, and I think he's getting better on the ball. He's taking shots from outside the box. He's a leader on the pitch. He just turns up and gives his all, and that's all you want. So in that number 10 spot, it would be Nkunku once he's in full flow. But for now, you just start with Gallagher and keep Gallagher in the team. And Nkunku's got to prove he's right. He's got to work his socks off. He's got to come in his team and prove that he's better than Gallagher. And it's going to take a lot for him to take his spot. But it's good competition to have. A lot of.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. If you'd asked me who's playing Nkunku and Gallagher in the number 10 at the start of the season, it'd be Nkunku a million times over one. But obviously, Gallagher's coming and he's proved himself. And like I said, technically, he could do a lot better. But when you talk about work rate chasing the last calls, and even Gareth Southgate said in the press conference the other day that there's not a player in the Premier League that chases the ball better than Gallagher. And he's right. And that's what you want. But against the teams that are playing a low block, so against so say for instance Brentford, where he struggled to find the space, and that's where for me and Nkunku, he just goes to tactics really. If you're playing against a team like City and you want to press, Gallagher's the man. But if you're playing against a low block team, and Nkunku will find more space. So there's space for both of them, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I saw some people said maybe drop Gallagher deeper into a sort of deeper role, but then you're looking at dropping either Caicedo or Enzo, and we've seen that his best game has come from being further up, hasn't it, this season? Like, that is where he truly is at his best. And you're right. I mean, Gallagher, fair play to him. A lot of us fans, me included, I was selling him in summer. He wasn't a player that I was fighting on to hold on to, but when you look back now, even last season, Gallagher still had so much sort of passion. Like, you could say he was just running around and that's all he was ever doing. But half our players didn't want to play for Chelsea last season. And Gallagher consistently fought. He wanted to be there. He wanted to fight for his place. He was basically begging the club not to sell him because he wanted to prove his spot in this Chelsea side. And he has. I mean, Pochettino, I don't imagine in what world Pochettino drops Gallagher. He rested him in one game this season, and that was our cup game against Brighton, to give him a bit of a rest because, he could afford to switch it up a little bit then. And it's unbelievable that Gallagher has become one of those senior players where you're looking at him, he's repping the captain armband, his attitude, his passion, and everything. Like, you're getting 110% with him. So it really is sort of I guess it's a healthy problem to have, like, who are you dropping and what are you doing? But I think with Nkunku, it's mostly for me exciting that I want to see if Jackson's potential could be maximised and unleashed with Nkunku sort of in behind as well, because we saw that they had a very sort of healthy, like, really good relationship in pre-season, didn't they? They had a really good, like, sort of chemistry on the pitch, and Jackson looked like the better striker when Nkunku was on the pitch. So My thinking is, if Nkunku sort of is in behind, can Jackson possibly not be too isolated? Can he sort of come from deeper and then link up with Nkunku to potentially start scoring some more goals?
That'll be a brilliant partnership.
Yeah.
Jackson and because Nkunku is a very smart player. He gets in the gaps in between the lines, and he can also get in behind. And that's what we haven't had in a long time. We haven't had that partnership where if one drops short, one goes long, the other one drops, the other one goes long. Gallagher hasn't got that. Unfortunately, Gallagher hasn't got that mindset. He doesn't seem, as much as we love the endeavour and the work rate, he's not a smart player on the ball. You see what I'm trying to say? Like when I grew up, it's going back a few years now, but we had One Matter, for instance, in number 10. There's so much One Matter's videos and bats in number 10. And when you see Gallagher, he hardly ever gets in the gaps. And, but yeah, like I said, his work rate said, but we need a smarter player in that gap. Because I think with Jackson, when he's playing with Gallagher, he's isolated, so he's dropping too short to come and get the ball. And the two defenders haven't got nothing to press. So there's nothing there. Because Gallagher's not going to want to go into that space. So the partnership between Nkunku and Jackson will shine, but unfortunately Gallagher may have to have his minutes limited going forward.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I agree with you on that. But I do agree that he has technically become better on the ball, and he does trust himself to take those shots outside the box. Like, if you remember against Manchester City, it was actually Gallagher that took that shot that Jackson followed up to score. And that is something that we wouldn't have done last season. Players didn't want to take shots outside the box. You'd get penalised. Maybe the fans would be on your case. You haven't scored that. And it was always fear, wasn't it? And now that is what I want to see more of. Players taking shots, players going for it. Because what's the worst that can happen? We see teams time and time again score these opportunities from miles outside the box, from set pieces. But we seem to hold back. But I think that is slowly sort of becoming a bit easier, isn't it? We're trusting ourselves a little bit more. There seems to be that sort of element of confidence. But yeah, like you said, I don't want to get too carried away, but there are certainly signs in our game that show that we are going in the right direction, isn't it? But overall, from what you've seen from Pochettino so far, what are your sort of thoughts going forward? Like, are you impressed by what you've seen from Poch as a manager? Do you trust him moving forward? Like, where do you stand with him?
Very much impressed. It's coming. When you think we had Potter on the touchline last year, zero aggression, zero passion, copy and paste in the after the game press conferences, copy and paste.
The boys gave it their all.
Yeah, literally. Pochettino, even after the game against City, going up to the referee and shouting, I love that. Me personally, when I play football, I had a lot of the strict managers are the best ones, and Poch comes across the street, but he seems like he's down to earth at the same time. He doesn't seem like a pushover, and I think the players are jumping on board. I think when we had that little bad spell a few weeks ago, a lot of the fan base are jumping on his back too soon. Never really had a chance to prove himself. But I think obviously now time goes, and I think he's slowly winning it over. Still a long way to go. 10th place in the league, not really good enough for this point, but we've got a long way to go. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if we can pick up a few points over the Christmas period, you never know where we could be. We could be 7th, 6th, and in contention to get European football. So hopefully it goes that way.
Yeah, I love what you said there, that it's a marathon, not a sprint. To anyone watching this, by the way, guys, take that, because that is so important. But unfortunately, as Chelsea fans, we have been spoiled. I keep saying that. And with us, time is a difficult word, isn't it? At Chelsea Football Club, time is it's a big ask, isn't it? We've seen in the past the sort of chopping and changing of managers, of players has been irregular. We don't really give players or managers time, but this is actually what we're trying to undo. We're trying to stray away from. The new regime is trying to go towards actually giving time and being patient. We've seen that this season we've had to sacrifice Europe in order to, restart and maybe go at a slower pace. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I mean, we know that us as fans, we are willing to be patient, but I guess it's a message out there to everyone to be a little bit more patient, because I mean, who knows? It could be one step forward again and like 3 steps backwards, like we have seen. But if that's the case, we're just going to have to take it, aren't we? But I do think results need to start getting better for sure, isn't it?
It's a roller coaster, and
Yeah.
when what was we expecting when we got rid of 20 Champions League winning players and replaced them within 1 year? What were we expecting? I wasn't expecting anything but a slow start and a process, which is his. And it's encouraging signs for me. It's encouraging signs. It's frustrating, yeah, because all of us, including yourself, we're used to Chelsea being up and around the top four every single year. But now we're in the mid-table, and it's been like that for what the last 18 months. It's frustrating, yeah, but the transition's been a very quick one. It's not like a transition at Man United and Arsenal where it's took 4 or 5 years. These boards have come in and they completely changed the brand, and it's encouraging signs of bringing in a lot of quality youth players from around the world. I still think that we could have a bit more experience, but at the end of the day, only time will tell. And like I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Pochettino, he's done well over teams, and we've got to give him credit for that. But for us to be getting on the players and the managers back is too soon. Give it till after Christmas. Let's see where we are then. We've got a good run of fixtures coming up, because I believe the teams that come out and play, we have a better chance of winning. So the game that I'm expecting to probably lose is Everton away in the next few games. They'll set up. They'll set up with 2 banks of 4, and that's what we struggle with. Brighton, Newcastle, and I think Man U is it next. The next few
Yeah, we
games?
got Man U.
Yeah. Those teams are going to come out and play, and that's where we can exploit and play our football. Like Raheem Sterling's been phenomenal the last few games. Players that want to get in behind, it's when we play with a low block. Raheem Sterling can't really find the space, and it's difficult, and that's why we have to be a bit patient. But for me personally, let's see how this next few games go, and then we can make a judgment after that. But don't get on the players' backs; it's too soon. Too soon.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, okay, we've kind of gone from backwards to forwards with where I wanted to start this, but I guess it's a good time to bring in the sort of whole rumour around Chelsea getting relegated, which I'm not going to entertain. I personally just don't really want to jump on that train, but we know that in the past we haven't been the favoured club. We've been banished, we've been fined, we've gone through all sorts, and truly this would just be the cherry on the cake. But Kev, as someone that's watched Chelsea for years and years, do you think we actually are under threat of any sort of punishment?
I ain't even acknowledged it. Don't care. The press, the media, all the wrong'uns have always tried to kick Roman Abramovich to the curb, and now he's not here. They're still trying it. The guy has lost his football club, the best chairman in the history of the game, Roman Abramovich. I nearly shed a tear the day he left, and the press is still trying to freaking put dirt on his name after all this time. Just give the guy a break, like, you know what I mean, and let them carry on saying what they want to say. But considering it's just 2 breaches on the FA, Man City have got 115 breaches. Where Man City in the press right now? So why is it always Chelsea? You know, it's obvious to see that no one likes us. But do I care? No, I don't. We always let the football do the talking. They want to carry on spreading rumours about us getting relegated. Let them carry on. But for me, I don't even acknowledge it. It's a load of bullshit.
Fair enough. No, that makes complete sense. And another big talking point, of course, has been circling round funnily enough, the transfer window is not even that long of a way now. It feels like we've only just had one, but of course, January is just round the corner, and we know that a striker at Chelsea has been one of the rarest things to find. We haven't had, that prolific goal scorer since, I'd say, Drogba, Costa, you could say. But Costa. And, we've been rummaging through, we've been looking across Europe, and it just seems that we always fall short from finding that one man that can just put the goals away for us. Of course, we signed Nicholas Jackson in summer, and I personally think it's too early to say whether he will come good, whether he is good right now. Like I said, we spoke about Nkunku adding to his game. He has had good moments, he has had struggles, but as a young striker who was brought in for the potential he showed in Spain, I think it's too unfair to sort of put that much pressure on him and say, look, you've got to be bashing in 20 goals a season. So we know that we do have the option of buying a striker. That is something that Chelsea Football Club is interested in. Who and what would be Your ideal striker at Chelsea, if we could buy one right now.
Ooh. Well, it's been touted that we're going for Osimhen.
Yep.
He'd be the kind of perfect all-round striker. He's lethal. He's very good in the air. Got a very good leap. He's all that plays brilliant. He's quick. He's strong, and he's got a brilliant finish, left foot, right foot. So all
Yep.
round, he'd be my main target. He'd be the top of the list. But say, for instance, if you wanted to keep it to our own country, keep it, let's say, not take much of a risk. Let's say the Ivan Toney be the second
Ivan
one on the list.
Toney. Prem
Yeah,
proven.
yeah. Proven. There's not many top class strikers around. I kind of like this Sesko. Is it Sesko from RB
Sesko.
Leipzig? Yeah,
Yeah.
RB Leipzig. I think he's Slovakian, or Slovenian. He looks pretty sharp,
Yeah.
but not proven. Not proven. We need proven now. We've got Broha, he's up and coming. We've got Jackson, he's up and coming. We need someone who's going to get us 30 plus goals.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time we had a 30 plus striker. Probably with the Nicholas and Alco or Drogba, that era. It's that long ago. 13, 14 years. Not good enough. If you want to compete, win the Premier League, you've got to have a 30
absolutely.
They're
No,
the ones
that's it. Yeah.
That's the
No, you're
difference.
so right.
And when with Haaland, he's the difference. Mbappe, they're the difference. They win the teams' league. PSG win the league. City win the league last year just because they got that striker. Bayern are going to win the league, obviously, because they've got Kane. The strikers in the pivotal moments can win you the game, and unfortunately, we haven't had that. So it's about time that we go and splash a good 150 million, whatever we've got to spend, get a top class striker in, and we can start looking to win the Premier League again.
Absolutely. No, you're so right. We can't compete for that top 4 spot if we don't have that man up front that is absolutely lethal.
Top four is a possibility, but you're not going to win leagues. We look at Liverpool. Liverpool got Salah. Salah will get him 20 to 30 goals every year. He'll get 40 GAs every year. And that's why they're competing up the top of that league. If they lost Salah, they'd be in the same boat as us. And this is the difference. You need a goal scorer in the team. And we haven't got a consistent goal scorer in the team. We haven't like I said, we haven't had a consistent goal scorer since Costa, probably. And he left 7-8 years ago. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, definitely. And I feel like that's always been a massive missing puzzle at Chelsea. We assign all the best, the most exciting players in transfer windows, and we're almost sort of blinded. But at the end of the day, it always just comes down to that one player you didn't buy, that one striker that you didn't get. We keep saying we always just fall short from bringing that world-class striker in. So, yeah, I mean, those options you just mentioned, and I mean, Osimhen, I think would probably be my preference over Ivan Toney. I don't think Ivan Toney has a particular preference Chelsea anyway, and the last thing I want is a striker that doesn't want to be at Chelsea coming into Chelsea. So hopefully the sort of prospect of Victor Osimhen sounds a little bit better, but yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. But I'm glad that we're on board and we know that our priorities lie there. Goals need to come from somewhere. Like you said, every team sort of has that one goal scorer. I mean, take with Aston Villa, they've got like a set of, they don't have just one, obviously Ollie Watkins and stuff, but they come from a collective, don't they? Their goals, they've come, they've come from all over the place, and we haven't been spoilt like that. We don't have that sort of collective of players that can put goals away. So yeah, that's the next sort of big things to go for. But I mean, it's been exciting, isn't it? This sort of discussion of Chelsea heading in the right direction. Kev, I mean, I'm glad that you're sort of on the same page and you're not feeling so dull. I mean, there isn't reason to be after the 2 games we witnessed just before international break. So, I mean, hopefully you go away to a really good day out at St. James's Park and it's in favour of Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a long journey. Even myself, I live in the Midlands. And it's still taking me 4.5 hours to get there. So
there you go, true blue there.
Yeah, true. Like yeah. I'd travel I'd go to Gaza if I had to watch Chelsea. Literally, I'd travel anywhere. But in respect of what you said, it's hopefully this goal. Even if we lose, it's about how we perform. They're just gotta go and fight, and I think we've got the fight back under Posh. And the last year under Potter, we completely lost the fight. You can see it in the spirit and the morale of the team. Just go there and fight. And Newcastle, we're going to have to fight. This team, they were really aggressive. They want the ball. The fans get behind them. It's a hard place to go to. So if we're not up for the fight against Newcastle, we've lost the battle straight away. So if we go there, we match them physically, match them aggressively, we've got a chance of winning. So hopefully we go there and do the business Saturday.
Well said, Kev. Well, we'll wrap this one up here, guys. We hope that you've enjoyed this one. Obviously, leave your comments down below. Let us know your thoughts. Obviously, striker, prospects, the point deduction situation, just how optimistic you're feeling for Newcastle. And yeah, obviously, thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, I'm going to link Kev's socials in the description down below. You can also find him over on Chelsea Fan TV, where we bring out lots of content weekly for you guys. But stay tuned, because Kev and myself have got another video incoming for you that's going to be a little bit more fun, going to feature the women's team, who deserve all the recognition they can get. But yeah, guys, Kev, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. See you later. Thank you.